We need to talk for a few minutes about a topic called significant figures. And the significant figures topic has to do with measuring devices and with the results of measuring devices being used and then numbers being multiplied, divided, added, or subtracted to get answers based on the numbers that came from those measuring devices. Let me give you a quick example of why we have significant figures. This is an inch ruler, and if I wanted to measure, say, how long this line is right here, to the best of my ability to measure with this ruler, I would say that that line is somewhere between 4 and 5 inches long, but I cannot say with accuracy exactly how far between the 4 and the 5 that is. I would say maybe it's 4.5 inches, but that's just a guess. It's an estimate, and it's a reasonable estimate because I can probably get pretty close. But it would be unreasonable for me to say that it's 4.459. That many decimal places is not justified by the marks on this ruler. And then if I want to go use that number and multiply it and say how many square inches would there be in a square made out of sides of this length, then I would get some ridiculously long decimal number answers. And our calculator can do that, but is it a justified answer based on the numbers we started off with? A different measuring device, such as this one, would be able to give us a more accurate answer. So I can see from this that the line actually really is close to 4.5 inches, but still a little bit short. Anyway, the point is that measuring device limits the accuracy of your numbers. And so when we work with those numbers after that, we want to make sure that we are careful to express our answers in a limited way that is appropriate to how good our original numbers were. Here are two numbers that show significant figures. This number shows 4 significant figures, 19.12. Whenever we're using analog devices like these rulers, we are always able to estimate the last digit, just like I did when I said that I thought the line was 4.5. I estimated in between the 4 and the 5 on this ruler. The last number in our numbers estimate is an estimated number, and the other numbers are known based on the marks on the measuring device. So in 5.7, the 0.7 would be an estimated number. Okay, so what are considered significant numbers? What are considered significant figures when you see a number? There's 5 rules to follow. First rule is every digit that has a 1 through 9 in it, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Every one of those digits is going to represent a significant figure. The second rule is, and the third and fourth and fifth rules, they all have to do with zeros. Anytime you have zeros in between two other numbers that are not zero, the zeros are significant. In this case, 2006 represents 4 significant figures because the 2 and the 6 are 1 through 9, and the zeros in between are significant also. In this example, this shows zeros at the right-hand end of a number, and a decimal place is used in the number. These 2 zeros are significant, and so are these 2 zeros. And the reason they're significant is because the decimal is shown. If the zeros come at the end of a number on the right-hand side and the decimal is shown, then the zeros are significant. So both of these numbers are 4 significant figures. This example shows 2 significant figures. The 2 and the 6 are the only 2 significant digits in this number. The zeros in this one, even though there's a decimal, the zeros are to the left-hand end of the number, and so they're considered to be not significant. They're considered to be simply showing where the decimal is located. They're placeholders. And same thing with this last one, the 0 and 260. Since there's no decimal shown, it's uncertain whether that 0 is a significant figure or not. And so we're going to always assume that it's not. Only the 2 and the 6 are significant. Zeros to the right-hand end of the number are not considered to be significant if there's no decimal shown. So this is 2 significant figures. This is 2 significant figures. These others are all 4 significant figures. So that is a brief summary of significant figures, what they are, and the rules for telling how many significant figures are in a number. A next video will show some examples working with significant figures.